apart from the summit activities, Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with the President of Uzbekistan and some other leaders on the sidelines of the summit. PM's participation in this summit is a reflection of the importance that India attaches to the SCO and its goals. This is also tied to our approach and engagement with the region as a whole. As you are well aware, India hosted the first India Central Asia Summit earlier this year, preceded by a foreign minister level meeting. We remain focused on strengthening our linkages with Central Asia and the extended neighborhood, and this visit will take that vision and that perspective forward. I thanks very much, and if there are questions, we'll be happy to take them.
Thank you very much, sir. Before we move on to the question, hold on, I'm sure there's interest. Please introduce yourself and the organization and limit your questions, please. We have a little tight time constraints. Why don't I start at the first row always? Sorry.
This is Yeshi Seli from the New Indian Express. Who are the other countries with whom PM Modi will have bilaterals, and are there chances of his having any kind of a conversation with Shehbaz Sharif, the Prime Minister of Pakistan?
Who are the people who have the exact same question on bilaterals on this? Please raise your hand right now so I don't repeat. Okay, hold on. Yes, on this issue.
Sir, Shudhiranjan from the Bloomberg, sir. On the bilaterals, will the Foreign Secretary give us a clarification? Is there a possibility of the Prime Minister meeting Chinese President Xi Jinping? Is it on under discussion?
On the bilaterals, let's go through this bilateral.
And also anything on the bilateral with President Putin, sir?
Putin? Yes, please.
सर मैं कविता हूँ हरिभूमि से सर जो बायलैटरल मीटिंग्स हैं चाइनीज़ प्रेसिडेंट के साथ बायलैटरल मीटिंग होनी है और पाकिस्तान और चीन की तरफ से क्या विदेश मंत्रालय को कोई इसके बारे में आपके पास कोई कम्युनिकेशन आया है बायलैटरल मीटिंग को लेकर के प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी के साथ?
Somebody else behind you? Okay.
Manish Kumar Jha from Financial Express. Sir, we understand SCO is largely bereft of the bilateral talks. How do we merge the bilateral?
Could you repeat your question?
In SCO, we do not basically emphasize on the bilateral issues, right? But still, we see a lot of bilateral talks underway. So, how do we merge and sort of decide or kind of reach towards such a conclusion, which is away from the SCO charter?
Okay.
Thank you.
Somebody else? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Sean Lee with the Wall Street Journal. My question is on Russian oil.
Can you just come back to this after the bilateral? There's a whole set of people on bilateral. I'll come back to you. I'm sure there are other questions. Yeah, please.
फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी मैं मनीष झा हूँ TV9 भारतवर्ष से. ऐसा लगता है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर और चाइनीज़ प्रेसिडेंट के बीच कोई बायलैटरल नहीं होगी, और अगर ऐसा होता है तो क्या हम कह सकते हैं कि जैसे पाकिस्तान को लेकर हमने एक मैसेज दिया है कि टॉक्स एंड टेरर कैन नॉट गो टुगेदर, उसी तरह से चीन को लेकर भी अब है कि जब तक स्टेटस को बहाल नहीं होगा तब तक शी जिनपिंग के साथ मीटिंग नहीं होगी?
आप और बाकी लोगों में बड़ी मतभेद है, जो डिफरेंस या there is okay, one second, I'll come back to you. Yes, on the same topic, bilaterals.
आप पहले प्रश्नों की सहमति बना लीजिए, उसके बाद हम उत्तर की सहमति बनाएंगे.
नहीं मिल रहे हैं, आप मिल रहे हैं, प्लीज योर टर्न.
कादम्बिनी शर्मा फ्रॉम NDTV इंडिया. अगर ईरान के साथ बायलैटरल होता है तो क्या फोकस तेल पर रहेगा?
On the details of bilateral, come to it. I think anybody, somebody else had a hand? Yes. धीरे, आपको माइक्रोफोन नहीं चल रहा है, धीरे.
सर मैं मनीष हूँ जी न्यूज़ से. मेरा सवाल है कि SCO लीडर्स बोट राइडिंग भी कर रहे हैं, क्या प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी भी बोट राइडिंग के उनका कोई उसमें कार्यक्रम में शामिल है?
बोट राइडिंग हो रही है. Okay, I will just hand over this. On that note, I'll hand over to you.
Let me ride the boat. This entire rubric of questions relating to Prime Minister's bilateral engagements on the sidelines of the SCO, तथा जो स्पेसिफिक जो आप लोगों के प्रश्न हैं, किस नेता के साथ द्विपक्षीय वार्ता होगी अथवा नहीं होगी. See, all I will say is, which I have mentioned in my opening remarks also, is that besides his bilateral with the host country, chair of the SCO summit, Uzbekistan's Prime Minister will have other bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the summit, and we would keep you apprised as along the way when the Prime Minister's schedule of these bilateral meetings unfolds as we go along. At this stage, that is all I can share with you. मैं किसी भी चीज़ पे अपना इंटरप्रिटेशन आपके प्रश्न द्वारा जो अंकित है वो नहीं कहना चाहूँगा इस समय. But there was this one question with regard to, well, boat is a different thing. I think Manish from the Financial Express asked about the question relating to how do we balance bilateral conversations with the SCO agenda. I think, Manish, you are absolutely right that SCO essentially focuses on topics of interest that are topical to the region and doesn't go into the details of bilateral issues between the two countries. And traditionally, if you look at the SCO's agenda, and also, of course, from the time that India has been its full member, we have also seen that its focus remains on discussing developments which are taking place in our region and the world. It also focuses on mitigating the common challenges that face the region, in this particular case countering terrorism. It also discusses how trade and economic cooperation can be strengthened in the region. Those are the elements which stay focused on in discussions during the SCO summit. But I don't see there is any conflict between that and the leaders' discussions, bilateral discussions between the leaders that take place on the sidelines of the SCO summit. So I think the two are different buckets and they both stand on their own in that sense. Well, I really don't have an answer on the boat ride. I think it's a Prime Minister's schedule in Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit this time. As he's there for a very brief period. Essentially, he reaches there later tonight, attends the restricted and the extended session tomorrow, and the couple of other engagements which are relating to SCO summit tomorrow, does a set of bilateral meetings which, as I said, we'll keep you apprised of as they unfold, and then returns later tonight, scheduled to return tomorrow night, if there is a boat ride in this...
The context... the context of the question was the leaders who've reached already.
Yeah.
There was an event where they were taken for a boat ride. Yeah. I don't think Prime Minister will
Prime Minister will attend his programs relating to the summit after he reaches there and for the time that he's there. Yeah, thank you.
I had interrupted you, so for honor. Yeah,
please.